So I was talking to a couple of really rich, entitled boomers that I know, and they were really confused as to why they see those crazy millennials and teenagers taking out their cell phones and taking lots of pictures and making weird faces when they're hosting expensive dinners that these children will never be able to afford because they're so bogged down by debt and future environmental devastation. And I had to explain to them that probably what these crazy, impoverished kids were doing is that they were Snapchatting. And it's an app that you can use to talk with your friends. And so I thought I should explain it further to these out-of-touch, rich, entitled boomers and say that what it used to be is that photographs kept in albums were memories to brag about, that they were taken specifically to shame other people for not having the same kind of lifestyle and accomplished children that you have. Whereas now what millennials and grading teenagers are doing is that they're not taking photographs, they're taking snaps. And snaps are not memories to brag about, but rather it's for life bragging in real time, sexting when you're asleep, so lots of penis and vaginas going around, wasting time at school, which of course includes starting drama, and it helps famous people to become more famous. I was going to say that it also is for, you know, vlogging and documenting your life, but that's not true. So, how to explain the rise of Snapchat? Well, dumb people always want dumb ways to amuse themselves, right? We're kidding. But also it's because of the rise of social media. So if you think at the beginning of social media, just 5 years ago, nobody used it. Data plans were expensive. And sending messages with photos was also really expensive, and nobody had really an iPhone. We all have those little cute Nokias that you probably still have if you're a boomer. But now, flash forward, and 2-year-olds have iPhones, and there's always free Starbucks Wi-Fi, and millennials can always be found tapping into the Wi-Fi and exhausting it and slowing it down to a turtle's pace anywhere they go. So we went from basically photographs being expensive to send to being cheap. And as we know, millennials and younger children are impoverished because of the damage boomers did to the environment and the economy. So it works out perfectly. Now, used to be when boomers were growing up, identity was in real life as well as your accomplishments, what you could brag about, what school you went to, what car you own, what house you own, you know, keeping up with the Joneses, how long you stayed married versus, you know, whether or not you got divorced, stuff like that. But today, Snapchat is successful because identity solely exists on social media. That's why people rarely discuss things in restaurants and instead are constantly hooked to their phones. So Snapchat facilitates more of that. And just to explain to you ignorant boomers, here's the Snapchat interface. It always opens with a snap. But I'm not going to explain that any further because the user interface is far too confusing for anyone over 25 to fully grasp. And we like it that way because you've stolen everything from us, baby boomers. We might as well have something for ourselves. And also because we're taking a lot of news, and Snapchat's going to be gone in 2 years. So what's the point of explaining it to you?